Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, 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 hello. It's Luna! It's me! How is everybody? I want Amy to alert? Yeah, no problemo. Hello, Luna. Hello. Is that a virtual novel game? Yes. Yes. It is. This is a little lily princess. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I knew it. I know. So thank you so much for Woovit for allowing me to gain access to this game. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you have not already played it, or if you have not already seen this game before, it is a awesome game. I think that you all should try it. This is going to be my first time trying it. I've seen a couple of playthroughs for it. However, they were all for Raw Paw Bear Hugs. Raw Paw Bear Hugs! I'm doing good, Mitty. Thank you for the wonderful stream, by the way. I was, after your stream, you rated Amy. I was about to say Ami. Amy! And she was just amazing, as usual. But thank y'all so much for being here. Again, we are playing A Little Lily Princess. This is from Woovit Games. They are a gaming website for anybody who is on Twitch. And you reach a certain goal, they will give you kind of sponsorships in order for you to play more games. And here's one of them. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and start this game. It was spring when Sarah's school life began, but spring in London was nothing like any spring she had known before. The morning sun was not enough to lift the chill from the stony streets, and the mist off the river blend did with the smoke of the countless chimneys to form a thick yellow fog. Ooh. In such weather, the gas lamps burn the night and day, flickering like stars to guide the horse-drawn ships to their destinations. I guess you'll have to wait and find out that now, won't you? But the ship that carried her across the ocean was now a thing of the past. Here then was Sarah's new home. It was big, dull brick house, exactly like all the others in its row, except that on that front door there shone a brass plate, which was engraved in black letters. Miss Minchin's Select Seminary. I can't read. Select Seminary. Seminary. For young ladies. Similarity, yes, but there is a psychological horror game. Ooh. Girls, gather around if you please. Come, hurry up. We have a new pupil who will be joining us starting today. Her name is Sarah Crow, and she is the only recently arrived in England, so you must all make her feel welcome. It says Marvel? Does it? Does it really? Where? No, it doesn't. Carito, don't do that. Don't do that. Marvy, welcome in. Welcome in, Frostbite. Welcome. I'm gonna need a screenshot of this. Refresh and see if it still says it. Where does it exactly say it? Because I made sure to make... Yeah, everything on my end says A Little Lily Princess. Beginning of stream. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. Sorry. Drop up your hugs. Okay. Hi, Chris. How do you do? The room filled with chorus of gently murmured greetings. Sarah Crowe, for that was her name, looked out upon a garden of strangers. Every face was turned to her, polite and attentive, perfectly foreign. She felt more lost than she'd ever been at sea. Sarah dear, as you can see, we have pupils here of all levels, but these 3 are particularly near your age. This is Miss Lavanya Abbott. Charmed. Miss Armengard St. John. And Miss Jessie Abbott. We're very pleased to meet you. I'm very pleased to meet you as well. I've never known very many girls near my age, nor any other age. Sarah's life before that point had not been isolated but sheltered. Her mother had died when she was born, leaving Sarah to be raised by the young, handsome father, who was the only relation she had ever known. This awesome reminds me of the Sakura virtual art of facts. Some fathers had little time for their children, but Sarah and her papa had always been quite close, reading books and playing games together every day. He treated her with a little confidence, sharing his thoughts with her as she were his peer and not his very young girl, and listened solemnly to the advice she had given in return, though he didn't always follow it. She had never felt lonely, but it must be said that she had very little experience in making new friends. Sarah's father, Captain Crowe, has been home in India, and he is returning there as we speak. I shall expect you to be very agreeable to her. Now, Sarah, take your seat. Your father has informed me of how very much you enjoy your studies, and I expect you to be a credit to this establishment. Understood? I'm not certain how to become a credit, but I do wish to learn. This statement was met with muffled giggles, confused. Sarah looked back at Miss Minchin for guidance. Take your seat, I said. But which seat is mine? Concerned that she would look disappointed if she hesitated further, she slid into the nearest empty place. No one objected, and she let out a sigh of relief. Nearby, 2 girls turned to whisper to each other. Oh, what a way she's speaking, so old-fashioned. Hush! And her eyes are such a queer color, a funny-looking child, to be sure. Well, she isn't the pretty as the other pretty people are, but there is something about her.
Hey, yo!
Maybe she... Thank you for the Ayo. Be right back, gotta practice some dance moves. No problemo! She does make you want to look at her again to see what it is. And she has tremendously long eyelashes. Only you would notice such a thing. Girls, kindly pay attention to your lessons. Yes, Miss Minchin. Oh my. Choose an activity for Sarah to perform each day. Every activity has 3 possible outcomes which will change the icons you receive. At the end of the week, Sarah's icons will be collected and turned into resources. This becomes knowledge, artistry, patience, sympathy, grace, belief, and vigor. Vigor. Icons are only converted at the end of the week until they can be changed or lost by other activities. Plan the order of your activities in order to best result for the week. Bro, they just roasting somebody. Yeah, they roasted me. I do want to read. Monday, I just probably want to read. Thursday. Let's do T's part. Let's do this way. Practice dance, since we usually do Marvel Mondays. T Tuesday. Wispy Wednesday. So that would probably be read a book, because we do have to think a lot on that. Bad advice on how not to get punched in the face. Hello, Max. Ah, I see. How not to get punched in the face is when you go up to somebody, look them straight in the eyes, and say, "You are the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life." And then leave. And say it with that accent.
I can suck your dick.
Facts. That's tough. Facts. Let's see. Let's go for a walk on this one. Now the schedule you have set will be carried out for each weekday. Sarah will point to the randomly chosen result. Those icons will appear to the right side of the screen. You do not have to press to advance between days. It will happen automatically. Okay. No, break a bar stool over his face and yell, "Bar fight!" Maybe. So what those girls just did. Got it, basically. Except for you have to actually have the balls to do it. So you gotta look straight in their face. Okay, Chris? Lean in real close and say, "You are a piece of shit." Don't do it behind somebody's back. That's just rude. Richard Knoll will feel a simulation of that Princess Maker. I'm gonna do it. I'm Big Brain Batra. Let's go. You can just adjust the speed of the activities from the preference menu. Remember, you are only converted to the resources at the end of the week. As a result, double all books will double your current book icons, but not your long-term knowledge resources. Okay. Dancing. Okay. Nice. Okay. My 2 rooms just for me. So since that's that kind of game, you'll need to figure out what you want to put in your stats. I want to be the smartest chick there. So I'm going to have a lot of books, for sure. Sarah was what was known as a parlor border. When other girls were quartered in a standard issue single room, she had a large room uniquely decorated and separating sitting room with a comfortable sofa. My papa has filled them with the most beautiful books, velvet cushions and lace dresses, and a porcelain tea set. Wow, that sounds like the life! Luna Batra redeemed the compliment. Batra, this one's for you. You have the most wonderful smile, most beautiful eyes, and I hope that one day someone can actually cherish your smile and your eyes with the best happiness that you will be providing for them. You are such an amazing person to be around, and you have such an amazing personality that most people would want to be around. So whoever is in your life deserves to be in your life, because you deserve the world. I hope that was good. Hats with the great feathers, that's bob on them. Oh my gosh, I forgot I wasn't reading as me. Hats with great feathers that bob on them. Even a tiger rug reminded me of India. Until then, you just have fun with the rest of them. It looks like a room would belong to the daughter of a Raj, an Indian princess. I only wish that this room also contained my papa. Perhaps it does. He gave me all of these things, and whenever I touch them, I can imagine that he is with me. And when I read his farewell letter, I can hear his voice. My dear little missus, so here you are, in the place you always knew you must go. But be of good cheer. You will not have to stay there for a very long time. There will be a lot of little girls, and you will play together. I will send you plenty of books, and you will grow so fast that will seem scarcely like a year before you are big enough and clever enough to come back and take care of Papa. I'm not the least anxious about your education. You're always sitting with your little nose burrowing into books and gobbling them up as if you were a little wolf instead of a little girl. I have instructed Miss Minchin to drag you away from your books when you are reading too much, and make you go and ride your pony in the row, or you'll buy a new doll. You ought to play with more dolls. Oh, Papa, if I bought a new doll every day, I should have too many and be able to make friends with them all. I am the happiest with Emily, and happier because I was with you when I met her. Emily, of course, was the name of the doll, a very special doll that Sarah had discovered with her papa, took her to visit her premier toy shops of London. I can confirm that wolves do not gobble books up. Thank you, Beast. Thank you. Lay insult time. Destroy me, Luna? Frost, why did you even change your name to that when you're actually hot as frick? Even the sun said you were too hot and kicked you off planet Earth in order for you to be living in a black hole of just nothingness. You don't deserve to be around anybody else, neither yourself. Separate your soul from your body, and you do not deserve to be here. I don't know why the England accent came in through, but there you go. You freaking freak. I love you. I didn't mean any of it. Do not take them seriously. Love you. Raw Pop Bear hugs. Doodle! What's up, Doodle? She was a large doll, but not too large to carry about easily. She had naturally curling brown hair, which hung like a mantle about her, and her eyes were a deep, clear grey blue with soft, thick eyelashes, which were real eyelashes and not mere painted lines. At Sarah's insistence, she had been given a wardrobe every bit as grand as Sarah's own, with frocks and coats and nightgowns and beautiful lace trimmings under things. She even had her own tidy lady handkerchief and her own cradle at the foot of Sarah's. Sarah lifted Emily up onto her lap and smiled at her, just as she would any other little girl. My papa is on the scene now. Emily, we must be very great friends in order to each other in order to make us intimate friends and, tell each other things. Look at me, Emily. You have the nicest eyes I've ever saw, but I wish you could speak. She brushed Emily's hair fondly, settling in her pride place. There are so many girls in this school. I've never seen so many children in one place before. I'm even afraid that I shall not even remember all of their names. I have always known that someday I would be required to go away to leave my home, my papa, and come to England to be educated, and I must do my duty even if I do not like it. I dare say soldiers, even the brave ones, don't really like going into battle, but they must do it anyways, and not carry a fuss. So must I? But oh, it is so lonely. She could not know, of course. Her quiet sorrow might be misinterpreted by others. Mrs. Minchin and the proprietor had seen the lavish preparations for Sarah's pretty little room, and concluded that here was a child who'd always been given her own way in the expense of others. Such a spoiled little girl might be expected to kick and scream and set the whole house into an uproar when abandoned by her only parent. That she did not suggest Miss Minchin that Sarah carried nothing at all for her papa, but only for her dresses and toys, which was not a thought that inspired sympathy in her heart for the newcomer. Hi, Harley. How are you? How are you, Harley?
See? What a freaking cackle.
Just then, there came a sound at the door of Sarah's room. Sarah was not a girl easily to forgive in fear or settlement, but she had a healthy share of curiosity when at once she would see what it was. Outside sat a little girl right at the bottom in the middle of the hall, her baby plump legs splayed in the lace of her petticoats askew, as if she had just toppled over, which in fact she had. Oh, hello there. Who might you be? I'm Lottie.
Fuck your life! Bing bong!
Bruh. Her words were hard to make out through the fingers she had shoved into her mouth. Lottie? The fingers were withdrawn and wiped dry among the frills of her skirt. Lottie Lay! Sarah smiled. Therein was a chance to meet just one person at a time, instead of a crowd of strangers. Harley, always come here if you need somewhere to escape. That's the whole purpose of me making this entire thing. I hope that you can escape with me. Well then, I am Sarah Crow, and now we are properly introduced. She held out a hand to help the little girl to her feet. Was this something you wanted? May I look at your doll? Of course you may. Come and visit me in my room and we can have a tea together. My papa left me such a beautiful tea set with lilies painted on it. Emily has her own services as well, sized for her hand because she's too small to hold one of my cups. I want to see. That's why I'm here, Luna, to escape from everything. Well, I hope that I can do my job. Raw paw bear hugs, Harley. Found out this game was also on Switch and PlayStation. Interesting. Come inside then. I will introduce you to Emily. And that was the first week of classes at Miss Minchin's Select Seminary for the young ladies. On the weekends, you can spend resources you have collected to unlock scenes with different characters. The requirements for each will be listed in the box next to that character. If the event requires 5 belief, you must at least have 5 belief on the left-hand side of the screen in order to select play events, and play events will lower you to your current belief by 5. Some scenes will not be available until later on in the story. Others can only be played early in the game. Pay attention to the requirements. It is best to focus your attention on 2 or 3 characters in order to have time to play with all of their scenes. Hello, Sarah. May I come in? Sarah rose to her feet at once. You are very welcome inside. Please, come in. Jessie stepped into the room and held out her skirt to drop a delicate curtsy in a greeting. I know we've been introduced, but I wish to make your acquaintance more personally. And without Levi listening in. Lavinia? I thought that you and she were the bestest of friends. Of course we are. I adore her. She's so classic, so elegant and focused. I admire her very much. She hates her. However, sometimes it's nicer to do things for oneself. Or those real silk stockings you're wearing. Oh, she wants you for your money. Sarah blinked and caught unawares by this change of topic. Yes, I have several pairs. My papa took me to many shops while he was in London. There, darling. Mine are only Lyle cotton? Liesel cotton? My 3 brain cells won't be able to keep up that stuff. May I see the pattern? Sarah sat down in a comfortable armchair, lifting the hem of her skirt slightly so that the floral embroidery over her ankle was visible. Oh, what little feet you have! Never saw such little feet. Are they small? She raised a leg a bit, pointing her shoes and moving her foot this way and that. They seem the same size as they've always been, even though I know they must have been smaller when I was younger. I'm sure that Lottie's feet are smaller than mine. Emily's, of course, are smallest of all. Emily? Emily's the doll my papa brought in to be my companion.
Sup, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Bro, why would you pay that as soon as the dog come out? Bruh. That's crazy. Sarah stood up and lifted Emily into her arms for Jessie to admire. Emily, this is Jessie Abbott, my new friend. The older girl dropped a beautiful curtsy and then laughed. Oh, she has silk stockings too. Stockings for such teeny tiny feet. How cute. But do you have small feet for your height, Sarah? I'm sure you do. Look at mine. Jessie pressed her foot up alongside Sarah's for comparison. Hey, bruh, just because you got big feet don't mean nothing, alright? I just don't know whether larger or smaller feet are better. For dancing, I mean. If you dance with a partner, small feet would be better to avoid being stepped on, of course. And they looked very stylish in the slippers. Slippers are cuter if they are smaller. Big feet equals big personality? For who? Men or women? For women, no. I've seen women with enormous feet and a flat chest, but a big old booty. So I don't know. But larger feet might be better for holding positions and standing on your toes. Small feet may not be as strong. Your feet have such good shape, though. They arch pretty well. They're very pretty. Can feet be pretty? Obviously, you ain't never heard of grippers before? Girl, please, let me tell you something. Grippers are amazing, okay? They got these little toes, and they grip. It's nice. It's nice. And you got stockings with it? Whole package. Whole package. Yes, yes. Colonel Garange's little daughter, Isabel, in India, was the prettiest girl I ever knew. All the gentlemen said that she was a beauty of the regime. But she has dimples and round rose-colored cheeks, pale blue eyes, and long curling of the hair in the color of gold. And everyone said that those things were very pretty. No one ever spoken about her feet. I suppose her feet can be... Thank you, Sue! Raw Paw Bear Hug Sue! Thank you, Beef, for shouting him out. Woo woo! This is a Little Lily Princess. It's a read-through. A virtual novel stimulator game. Yes, yes. Stimulator? Not stimulator. Simulator. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Sue, for rating me. I appreciate it. Thank you, 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 thank you. I suppose if feet can be pretty, then perhaps I have pretty feet. I know not the rest of me is not. My hair is too black and straight and short. I am too thin and my eyes are too strange color. You do not have the same kind of beauty that dolls are made of, but that doesn't mean that you aren't pretty. I think your looks are quite interesting to look at. Sarah did not wish to contradict her friend and had no reason to lie, but her inner convictions said that she was an ugly little girl who could not be so easily dispelled. Will you show me the rest of your dolls and clothes, or do all your petticoats have so many lace frills, do you? Do you think any of them would fit me? I don't know. She wants to try on your dress and be a little thief. Tell that redheaded bimbo to get out. Huh? We'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, here's the real question. Which one of these girls is going to be a partner in crime? That's a good question. Excuse me. Oh. I suppose we can find out. That is such pretty writing. I wish I could write like that. My writing like, and I hope you can read it. On Sunday morning, the students gathered in the entrance hall of Miss Minchin's select seminary. Girls, are you ready? Form up a little line behind Lavanya.
I can suck your dick.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Her name sounds like lasagna, and I'm hungry for it. Just saying. Sarah dear, it's our custom to walk to and from church every Sunday when that weather permits. That allows the horses a day of rest and ensures that the students receive regular exercise. It is important to look your best when we are walking out among the public. We want our school to always leave a good impression. You should always follow Lavanya's cues when she will show you what to do. Lavanya is always a model student. As if hearing her name, Lavanya smiled and tilted her head because she's a royal pain in the ass. You can learn a great deal from Lavanya, dear, as her father also posted to India. The two of you should have much in common. I'm sure you will make close friends. Now go and stand in line behind her. Sarah made her way into the front of the line, where Jessie and Lavanya stood close together. Oh, what are you doing? Go to the back! Miss Minchin told me to stand behind you. She said that you were a model, even though you are a little thick around the waist.
Fuck your life! Bing bang!
Facts! Oh, very well then. But that's my place. You wouldn't want to disobey Miss Minchin, would you? No. We have to show our new girl how to behave herself in church. She may never have even seen one before. Sarah thought it was wise to remain silent. Let's do... Wow, I gained sympathy and knowledge. Huh. A knock came at the door. Sarah? Sarah, dear? Oh, yes, it's... Oh, hello! Bonjour, mademoiselle. Miss Minchin hissed through her teeth. The young woman in the maid's uniform fell silent. Sarah, before he left, your father arranged for a maid to be employed especially for your needs. Just so you don't need any. She just has arrived. I believe she is from France. Yes. Her name is Mariette. And she will be living in your room and helping you with your clothing in the morning. Anything else that you require. Please use her as a liaison for the staff. If you have any need of food, you will be sent to a maid rather than speaking to the cook directly. Understood? Do not let her fool you. She does speak the Queen's tongue. She swept out of the room, leaving the maid and her new little mistress blinking in each other's confusion. Bonjour, Mariette. Je m'appelle Sarah. Comment allez-vous? I'm so sorry. If anybody is in chat, I don't know French. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Très bien, merci, and I'm pleased to see that you are just as your papa described you. Oh, what did he say? That no other little girl is as solemn as you, and that you were to make me smile. But why would being solemn make someone smile? Ah, it is your je ne sais quoi. It's you. So why don't you show me around your room? Mariette, is it all right if I ask you a few questions about yourself? Bien sûr, mademoiselle. What do you wish to know? What is your family's name? Miss Minchin didn't say. Luna, what's up? What? What did I miss? What? 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 Did I miss something? You cute? So are you. Dumas, mademoiselle. Oh, great! You're a relative of the great French writer, the author of The Three Musketeers. Mariette chuckled kindly. Non, mademoiselle. Well, not in a close way. I am not. There are many with names of Dumas, and I cannot note what there are connections there of people between all the other people. But also, when's the next Terraria? Probably after I get finished with this game. Wivit was kind enough to allow me to play a little Lily Princess. So I'm probably going to be playing this game all the way until the end. And then after this promotional value is completed, I will be going back to Terraria as a break from promotions and then going back to them. And obviously Terraria will be an open party for anybody who wants to join. Do you know all of your cousins and your cousins' cousins and all who bear the name Crow? I don't know anyone else named Crow except for myself and Papa. Yeah, I don't know if it's a cross-platform since I only play on PlayStation 4. Oh! I don't know. I have no idea. So you see, I cannot say who my relatives might be at some distance. Sarah nodded. Where in France do you come from? I grew up in Limoges? I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. You may have heard from the Limoges box, the porcelain? She shook her head. Ah, well, they were famous once. Perhaps that they will be again. For now, like much of the Limoges, they may have faded. What's it like there? Well, what is it like anywhere? It's a city not so large as Paris or London, no. Is it near Paris? No, pas très proche. It's not in the south. You must rely on the railways to travel between them. All trains lead to Paris. Sarah tried to picture it. She did not know Limoges, but if it was in the south, then it must be warm and green, surely. She had seen paintings of France, stone houses, arches and bridges, rolling green hills and hanging vines, and sunlight, always sunlight, but not the fogs of London. It must be lovely. As you say, mademoiselle. How do you come to take this position? What I mean to say is, my papa and I did not have time to visit France, and I did not meet you until you came here. Did you meet my papa somewhere else? No, we've never met in flesh and blood. Your papa, he's a gentleman and knows many other fine gentlemen, and in fine cities like Paris. When it happened, he wished to appoint a maid, as you say. He wrote to this Paris gentleman, you to describe you. And I have a cousin who works for this Paris gentleman, and he thought of me, and so that made the arrangements were made. And I'm glad that they were. Sarah smiled, and the gentle warmth of Marie's regard is very comforting for the little girl, one who had been separated from her family and made it to live in a far-off place. This is for the papa. That's where the papa is. It was true that Mariette was for the most part only another stranger like any other in Miss Minchin's seminary. They were only just beginning to know each other, and yet Mariette was not simply a stranger who might come and go like the students. She was in Sarah's mind. She was Sarah's maid, the beginnings of her very own household. She might in time be the closest thing to family. I wonder about the friend my papa has in Paris. I wonder if he ever knew my mother. Be right back for now, so you want to come back? See you, Bet! Thank you! It was in the beginning of another week of classes. The students were seated in nearly rows in the schoolroom. Miss Minchin walked up and down between desks, ensuring that each pupil's head was bowed to her particular lessons. She paused beside Sarah and a book in her hand. Now, Sarah, as your papa has engaged a French maid for you, I conclude that he wishes you to make a special study of the French language. I think he engaged her because he thought I would like her, Miss Minchin. I'm afraid that you may have been something of a spoiled little girl, and as such you always imagine that things are done because you like them. As it is a fault in you, and one that we must endeavor to train away. My impression, Sarah, is that your papa wished for you to learn French. I never really learned to speak French, but that's quite enough. You have never learned, so you must begin at once. The French master, Monsieur Deforge, will be here in a few minutes. Take this book and look at it until he arrives. Dutifully, Sarah stared at the illustrated pages in front of her. Let Pierre the father, Almire the mother. You look rather cross, Sarah. I'm sorry you do not like the idea of learning French. I'm very fond of it, but you mustn't say but when you are told to do things. Miss Abbott, young lady should not make a dreadful snickering noises at a horse. Yes, Miss Minchin. Sarah, look at your book again. Yes, Miss Minchin. Let's fuse the son, le frère, the brother. Oh, dear. Shortly after Monsieur Deforge arrived in the classroom, the French master was an elderly gentleman with neatly trimmed moustache and beard, and the hair flew outwards in a dramatic point. His eyes lit up when they caught sight of an unfamiliar little girl puzzling over a book in French vases. Ah, is this a new pupil for me, madame? Her papa, Captain Crow, is very anxious that she should begin a language, but I'm afraid she has a childish prejudice against it. She does not seem to wish to learn. I'm very sorry to hear that, mademoiselle. Perhaps we will begin to study together. May I show you this charming tongue? Little Sarah rose in her seat. She was beginning to feel rather desperate. S'il vous plaît, monsieur, je n'ai pas su faire comprendre. She began to explain quite simply and pretty fluent in French. Madame had not understood. She had not learned French exactly out of books, but her papa and other people had always spoken it to her, and she had read it and learned it and learned. She had I don't like that lady me either. She had read and written English. Her papa loved it, and she loved it because he did. Dear Mama, who had died when she was born, had been French. What on earth? What is she saying? Is this some kind of joke? Madame, there's not much I can teach her. She had not learned French. She is French. Her accent is quite exquisite. You ought to have told me. I tried, but I suppose I did not begin right. Miss Minchin put her hand upon her desk. Silence, young lady! Silence at once! Although the other students soon settled into a proper schoolroom behavior, Miss Minchin's lips remained tightly pressed together whenever she looked at Sarah.
Call me Daddy Button.
Alright, my sympathy and my knowledge is maxed out. Cool. As the French language fell naturally from Sarah's lips, there were other lips from which it seemed could not escape at all, no matter how long the owner stared at her own workbook. The mommy daddy button! That's the whiner. Le père, the father, la mare, the mother, to Armengard. This had seemed almost unbelievable, that of a girl of her own age couldn't string together so many words of French, as if they were mere trifles. Dismayed her own feelings, she was devoting more effort than usual to the trial of understanding her lessons. Her elbows rested on the desk and her hands underneath her chin. She repeated the broken syllables under her breath. She started so hard and the ribbon on her pigtail so fast, and she attracted the attention of Miss Minchin, who was feeling extremely cross at the moment, immediately pounced upon her. Miss St. John, what is this meaning of such conduct? What? Remove your elbows, your ribbon out of your mouth, and sit up at once. You are a lady. Yes, Miss Minchin. Masters did not approve of Miss St. John when the French master himself arrived. Good bread, le bon pain? Kindly, though, he was Monsieur Dufarge, and could not help but smile at her pronunciation. That is not quite correct. Écoutez bien. Le bon pain. Le bon bain? Girls, conduct yourselves! It isn't funny, really. They ought not to laugh. Poor thing. It was a way of hers, always wanting to spring into any fray in which someone was made uncomfortable or happy. However, there was no way for her hero to defend or rescue Ermengarde for the horrors of education, at least not until the period had concluded. Having made up her mind to befriend the unfortunate Ermengarde, Sarah first had to seek her out. Someone like Lavinia can be easily tracked from a distance, and the sharp sound of her voice or drumming heels of the little girl stamping away of her presence. Ermengarde, however, kept her largely to herself and did not make a great deal of noise. Sarah found her at last and bundled rather than discontentedly in a window seat. Forthright and fearless, Sarah walked over to offer a friendly greeting. Hello, what's your name? Her name, of course, was already known, as they had been introduced, however briefly, upon Sarah's arrival at the school. This was, however, the traditional thing that little girls always had to do to see each other in the way of being an acquaintance. The etiquette of children has its own observance. My name is Ermengarde St. John. Mine is Sarah Crow. Yours is very pretty, and it sounds like a storybook. Do you like it? To understand why she fluttered so nervously, one must recall in a new pupil at school is, for a short time, a very uncertain thing. Cliques and friendships in small environment can become very friendly indeed, and leave no room for the excluded, no matter how many years might pass. To the friendless, and make a new student bring with her a breath of hope. Here is someone who has not yet claimed, perhaps she will like me. And yet she is unknown, friendships may not be a possibility. A new girl could even equally be snobbish or foolish or mean-spirited. The hope is always all adulterated with fear. The pupil was even more noteworthy than most, for the rumors about her had filled the school with even before her arrival. She had her own carriage, her own maid. Her rooms were like no one else's. Her wardrobe was exquisite. She had the adventure of a voyage from India to discuss. It is no wonder that Armengard was somewhat tongue-tied upon being addressed. I like your name. She bit her lip, charging in her own stumbling. Sarah let out her hand. It was grand lady, might be for a gentleman touch, but as if greeting someone else who was already a friend. After only a moment of hesitation, Armengard took it. I'm very pleased to meet you. Me too. Oh, you should meet Emily as well. Who's Emily? Come up to my room, you shall see. All right. They jumped down from the window seat together and went upstairs. Is it true that you have a whole playroom all by yourself? Ordinary pupils in Miss Minchin's like cemetery had only small bedrooms of their own, enough space to sleep and a dress to read if they were inclined, but most activities they must venture out. Yes, Papa and Miss Minchin let me have one. She opened up the door and beckoned to Armengard inside. See? There is a sitting room right through that door. Oh, it's beautiful! Sometimes when I'm playing, I make up stories about the things that I'm going to tell them to myself, and I don't like people to hear me, and it spoils it if I think people might listen. Does that sound too selfish of me? Do I tell stories of others as well? It is only that some stories, in particular new ones, that I am only to make sure up on private. They are too delicate to be shared. Armengard had paused and her eyes wide. You make them up? How can you do that? Anyone can make up things. Have you never tried? But where do these stories come from? Inside my head, of course. Do you ever imagine things might happen that haven't? You must have had dreams when you slept, at least. Armengard shook her head with the braids wobbling. I try not to think about things like that. They are too confusing. I try to think about only what I am to learn, and I suppose to be learning at the school. I try very hard, but it doesn't seem to help. Sarah found the concept of a girl with no imagination all too difficult to grasp. Surely you must have read storybooks about things aren't real? Oh, no, I hate to read. Seeing this response disappointed Sarah, she fitted for a better explanation. I don't read well, and I can't concentrate, and the words run together. It's so hard to remember anything that I read in a book. I mean, I'm meant to read a great many books for Miss Minchin's class, but I get them all mixed up. And when we read poems after history, although that the Christabel was the daughter of King of Spain, I don't want to read anything more than I absolutely must. I only make a muddle of it. And if I try to make up a story, then how will I remember it and what real and what wasn't? But it's good that you can. What if you read stories about fairies or dragons? Surely you won't get those things confused at school. But I might. You are very like a fairy, and you are here at school. I'm sorry I'm very dull and slow, and everyone says so. I understand that if you do not wish to spend any more time with me. Sarah patted Ermengarde to the shoulder in companionable fashion. Everyone is different. I'm only sorry that it means I cannot share my favorite books with you. I have so many favorites that I love, and I wish that you could love them too. Oh, I have an idea. Perhaps if I read them to you, then you would not get them confused with other books. I don't know. Hesitantly, she smiled. But I could try. Good. Wow. Do you see that darling little blue and yellow bird on the way back from the church? It was only a blue tint. They are hopelessly common. I hadn't seen one before. They're country birds. They like trees. You don't see them so much in London. There must be many more birds in the country. Are there any birds in England that are blue all over? I don't think so. Are the bluebirds in India? Well, there are some birds with bright blue feathers, but not all over, and some birds are blue all over, but not only a bit blue. I thought that perhaps in England I might find this blue bird of happiness. What is that? I shall tell you. All of you, come up to my room. We shall have tea delivered. You shouldn't give orders to the cook. It's not proper for the young lady to go in the kitchen. I won't go. My maid Mariette will fetch the tea for us. You have a personal maid to bring room to your tea? What? To bring tea to your room? Yes, my father arranged here for her to come from France and come and say hello. Oh! Sarah and her entourage were greeted at the door. Oh my, so many visitors! If it is all right, would you please bring us tea for my guests, Mariette? Oui, mademoiselle. Mariette went at once to the kitchen to carry out her little mistress's orders. The head cook of Miss Minchin's select seminary looked at Mariette's approach and face pinched as her dough. Here now, what is it then? Afternoon, tea for 4, please. Oh, is that all? I expect she'll be wanting fresh cakes too. Never mind that, we don't have any made. None. There are biscuits already. Never seen that stop one of those girls from wanting more. Quick as you please. It is perhaps so with some, but not with my mistress. Elle ayant du princesse, elle sent peu petite. She thanks me for my work, just as she would to thank a grand lady. Medium rare. What up, Oz? How you doing, man? Arson. Facts. Give herself airs, you mean? As you wish. It still, I am very pleased with my place. Now, the tea? We need more artistry, grace, and belief. Why are they taking Middle English if they were taking Victorian Gothic style clothing? Oz, if I can only tell you. Right this way, dear. Sarah, Lady Picken will be absolutely charmed to meet you. Yes, Miss Minchin. Where is she taking Sarah? Miss Minchin is showing her off to another visiting parent or maybe a donor, I'm not sure which. Dear Sarah must come into the drawing room to talk to Miss Musgrove. Thank you, Bees, for the biddies. Biddy for titties. Good night, Luna. Gotta go, Luna. I love you. Bye. Bye. Love you, Frost. Drop up bear hugs. Must speak French to a Lady Picken. Her accent is so perfect. She didn't learn her French at the seminary, that's for certain. And there's nothing so clever in her knowing it. She says herself she didn't learn it at all. She just picked it up because she always heard her papa speaking it. It's simply disgusting the way Mrs. Minchin trots her like an ornament. I can't imagine being so good at anything that Miss Minchin would want to show me off, especially French. Sarah is always imagining she will no doubt grow up to be an eccentric. There is one thing about her, though. She is never grand about herself, even at the least bit, even though she easily might be. I believe I could help him. I couldn't help being proud, just a little. If I had so many fine things and what's made of such a fuss over. A little? If Miss Minchin brought you any curtsy for a mayor's wife, you wouldn't purr just like a Tybalt. Oh, lovey, don't be silly. Thank you for the biddies, bees. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wrap up bear hugs. Biddies, footies. Oh, give me a second. Thank you for the biddies, Eagle. Wrap up bear hug. Biddy, footies. Give me 1 second. There you go. So many biddies. So many biddies. Anyway, Beast, how goes your day? How goes your day, Beast? Beast, how are? I am starving. I'm gonna be honest with you, as soon as we get off, I'm probably gonna have me some, like, spaghetti and, like, hamburger. I am for real starving. Thank you for the biddies, Beast. Wrap up bags. Ooh, spaghetti. X. Dang, all I did was just drink water. Now you're making me hungry, Mama Bear. I'm sorry. Oh. Being a cat might be even nicer than being able to speak French. And every bit as likely for you. There's no use in waiting for her here, Sarah. She will be at tea for hours, I'm sure. We may as well go on our way. Les beans is of close difference. Between, it's better. Beans! Sarah was seated comfortably in the classroom, gazing the windows and thinking. It was not that the seat itself was so comfortable. The long-formed benches of the schoolroom were chosen for the function and ease of use, not for gently cushioning the tender bottoms of schoolgirls. Sorry, I'm like super hungry. Yum, yum, yum. I'm gonna take one more bite, I promise. Oh. How you liking it so far? You like it? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Are you eating beans? I'm eating Scrappy crackers. So, they're... Oh, you can't see them. But, they're these little goldfish. Okay, maybe one more bite. And oyster crackers. You put them with dill. Scrappy crackers. You put them with dill and it's relaxing to the point of me being able to do the diamond painting of last week. Nice. Oh, good? Yeah, I gave Beast the recipe. Dill and, it's a powdered ranch. Mainly Hidden Valley powdered ranch, because it's the best. So what you do is you mix the goldfish crackers and the oyster crackers. Oh, no. Beast doesn't like ranch either. But these are good. No. It's not what you think. It's a powdered ranch. It's not liquid ranch. It's powdered ranch. Completely different. Beast doesn't like ranch either. He'd rather have mayo. He's just like you. Yeah. And, so what you do is you mix the, goldfish crackers. Facts. You mix the goldfish crackers and the oyster crackers together. You put oil with them. Like, canola oil or vegetable oil or whatever. You just make sure, yuck. Chicken and mayo, bro? No. Sorry. But you lightly coat them with the oil. So that way the ranch packet and the dill weed can stick onto it. And then you would shake it out on a cookie sheet and pop it in the oven for 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 12 minutes. You just want them to cook a slight bit so that they'll be warm. And then you take them out and you eat them and they're delicious. And that's what I've been snacking on because they are absolutely phenomenal. Oh. Can you just make savory skulls? Give me the recipe. Or try to make them. You got last bite, I swear. Thank you for the biddies. Oh. Sarah's own little cozy parlor contained far more comfortable places to sit than the classroom, or even in the dining room at Miss Minchin's. So delicious. However, sometimes a change of scenery was more conducive to clear thinking. There was something interesting about being in a classroom when all other students had gone. Nice. This is still a classroom if there's no class inside. Yes! And it was not long before someone else did enter the room, and someone who stood at the corner of Sarah's vision, willing to speak and interrupt, but nearly bouncing on her toes with excitement. Lottie? I have to look outside. I think that wasn't her. Freak. After looking outside, letting her mind wander for so long, Sarah's eyes seemed to view everything in the wrong colors. Lottie's round face was overlaid with pinks and greens. She blinked a few times to clear her vision. Lonnie clapped her hands together, taking his permission to speak. May we go and see the doll, Emily, now? And have tea? All right. Sarah led the way up the stairs, motioning Lottie behind her to stay quiet. We must be careful not to disturb her. Dolls are for chumps. Well, we're chumpy chump today. Right, Oz? Right. Disturb who? If we're very lucky, we might see. The door to Sarah's room stood in front of them. Sarah placed her finger over her own lips and then Lottie's. Only after Lottie nodded did she reach the front door. What is that? Oz, I was talking to you when I said, what is that? Then Sarah suddenly turned the handle and threw it wide open. Its opening revealed the room quite neat and quite fire gently burning in the grate, and the wonderful doll sitting in a chair by it, apparently reading a book. Oh! She got back to the seat before we can see her. Of course, they always do. They're as quick as lightning. Lottie looked from Sarah into the doll and back again. Can she walk? Yes, at least I believe she can. I believe all dolls can do things they will not let us know about. Perhaps, really, Emily can read and talk and walk, but she will only do it when people are out of the room. That is her secret. You see, if people knew that dolls could do things, it would make them work, so perhaps they have promised each other to keep it a secret. So if you stay in the room, Emily will just sit there and stare, but if you go out, she will begin to read, perhaps, or go look out of the window. Then if she heard either of us coming, she would just run back up and jump into her chair and pretend that she's been there the whole time.
My dick is uncomfortably erect.
Because of a doll? Lottie's eyes were magnified enormously as she took in the bewitching new concept. It was a delightful thought. However, Lottie was one of the youngest students in Miss Minchin's seminary, and as such, had experience being told things about other girls that might not be entirely true. Sarah, does she really walk? Do you truly believe it? I pretend that I believe that she can, and that makes it seem as if it were true. So it's not true! When you suppose things, when you pretend with great vigor, that makes them almost real. And if you imagine for yourself that there are fairies in London sky, and if you stare up to the sky and think about the fairies and looking very hard for them, you can almost catch a glimpse of one. And you're not sure of what you saw. Was it real? Wasn't it? Were you pretending? Was it a dream or a vision? Did you actually see anything at all? You know that you are pretending, so it is not so terrible if you didn't see it or anything. Maybe, just maybe, you were right all along. Sometimes stories do come true. Do you understand? I think so. Would you like to hold Emily? Oh, may I? May I really? She's beautiful. My birthday is coming up Friday, April 21st. 3 more days until my birthday. Happy birthday, Thunder! Christmas is just a week away? What in the world are you talking about? Ugh. Bruh. And Emily was put into her arms. Lottie smiled down at the doll, cradling her gently in her finger and her fair curls. They must move very fast to get out of sight when they come in, mustn't they? I wonder if we could learn to move like lightning. Oh, we couldn't do it. You see, it's kind of like magic. Maybe people can have... Mabel? What? Maybe people can have magic too. That is nice to... Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Now number 5. I never wanna hear you say I want it that away. Thank you for playing Tell Me Why for 5 bitty for titties. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, bees. Thank you. Raw bear hugs to you too, Beast. But whether we can have magic or not, we can certainly have tea. I saw. Happy birthday, Thunder. Or happy early birthday. Stay together now, girls. Keep in line and don't step in any puddles. Also, thank you for the raid, Thunder. Just because church is over, no excuse to soil your nice dresses. The air smells very different when it has rained. It smells like London. There are too many people in chimneys and horses. I keep lavender sachets in my room so that I can smell the gardens even if when I'm away from home. They're not much. My auntie Eliza sent me them in my flowers and I stitched them myself. We have lavender in India too. Oh, but it isn't lavender an English flower? I thought everything in India would be like saffron and spices. Perhaps the British soldiers brought lavender with them so they could smell it in the gardens too. Do you think that soldiers could be homesick? Of course, soldiers must be very brave and bear all sorts of dangers and hardships. That doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. And we must be brave too if we are far away from homes and the people that we love. Why are the houses Georgian style? Seems like the houses are from Sherlock Holmes. Why don't you ask George? Hey, yo, George! A carriage passed alongside Miss Minchin's students as they walked seemingly past the walls and the children, 8 of them siblings, and such giggling of massed blonde curls and rosy cheeks Sarah had never seen before. Their merriment was infectious, and Sarah found that the smile had come especially for you. And aww! You look like a little puppy dog! Gregory, tell me why the homes are set up for unthought image. Gregory. I can't do an Australian accent. Alright, mate. Hey, yo, Gregory, tell me why the homes are there set on the not image. Tell me. I can't do it. I can't do an Australian accent. I can't. I'm sorry. I just messed up. I tried. I sound like I'm from, like, southern England. 100% British. What? What? I'm gonna try it one more time. Hold on. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Why? Crikey. Gregory, tell me why the homes are set up in that village. Nope, still British. Sorry. As such, it came a slight shock when the carriage moved along and reeled a slightly Britishly default. Facts. British is le default. Si. Le oui oui. Mama Bear posture check compliment has been redeemed. Compliment by who? Who redeemed compliment? I'm unable to see it right now because this is kind of covering up the screen. So can you tell me who redeemed compliment? Chris? Okay. Posture check. My back has now been aligned. Chris? I did. Perfect. Chris. You are the best brother anybody could ever ask for. Your personality is out the roof crazy, and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for being not only a part of my life, but the chaotics. Oh, posture with Peace. Thank you, Peace, for the posture check. Not only of my life, but also of the Chaotic Squad's life as well. Your crazy energy and your way to make things just a brighter and more lively experience, no matter what the game is or what we're doing. Just thank you so much for being you. I hope that one day I can meet you IRL, because I would have so much fun in the fairs that you always go to whenever we're about to do the Chaotic Squad things. I hope to one day go to the fairs with you. Thank you so much for everything. Rapa Bear hugs. Alright, let me try to read this again. As such, it came as a slight delight. A slight shock, not delight, shock. I want some more crackers. It came as a slight shock when the carriage moved along and revealed a sight previously hidden from the other side of the street. A little beggar child, heap of rags, too dirty for Sarah to tell if it was a boy or a girl. Pricked by the sight, Sarah stepped out of line and carried her little composure to the Coin purse. I cuss at composure. Coin purse to the child. Papa Fox cuddles. Biscuits are good. Facts, especially when you put. By the way, Wrap Up Bear Hugs, Foxy. Thank you for joining in the stream. Want to go to the theme park with me? Obviously. Biscuits are good. Okay, Oz. I'm American, so biscuits mean those little fluffy things that you get in the breakfast time with your sausages. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about cookies? Like, Americanizing it. Eagle redeemed insult. Eagle, you're not American. You can't sit there and tell me that you want to freaking come into this stream and be a little bird man with the little biscuits when the freaking birds can't even eat biscuits in your country, but they can in my country. Therefore, me and you are going to have an all-out World War III. Sound good? Cool. Meet me outside at 2 o'clock, my time. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Eagle. Birds can eat biscuits? They can't eat, like, chocolate chip cookies. My brain is broken between biscuits and cookies now. I feel that. Birds can't eat chocolate. Well, no freaking duh! That's what I just said! They can't eat the chocolate biscuits. Like you want to say. It's the chocolate chip cookies over here. No. But no one likes chocolate anyways. I do. You're a freaking freak. That's why you don't. Love you, Oz. Oh. No. Oz knows I'm playing with him. Pussy redeemed it, so I'm not sorry. But I feel bad though. So good. So good.
See? I don't know what a freaking kekla.
Pricked by the sight, Sarah stepped out of line and carried her little coin purse to the child. Sarah, wait, where are you going? Here's a sixpence. Go and buy yourself something warm. She hurried back into formation, not before the steps were noticed by Miss Minchin. This ain't no ASMR. Did you not see the tags of this title stream, sirs and madams? I was playing the Little Witch and the Wisdom and Love of the game. Sorry. I won't do that again, but that was funny. Hold on. I gotta have one more bite, sorry. Oh, far victim. Yeah, right now I'm just hungry. As soon as somebody does an entire ASMR stream, macaroni. Oh, that sounds so good right now. I want cheese. God, I'm hungry. Sarah Crow, you must stay in line. If you go rushing off, you will put yourself at Risk, I should not tell you, I should not like to tell your father that you were struck down by a cab horse on the road. I'm always hungry. Facts. That's why these are so big. It goes wiggle jiggle. American cheese or European cheese? Yes. Australian cheese? Yes. All the way. No. Some of the way. I'll meet you like a third of the way. I only wish to... Generosity is a virtue, but not wise or safe, so come in close contact with creatures of the street. You must be careful and clean yourself thoroughly when we turn to the school. Yes, Miss Minchin. Sarah looked back at the beggar child as I disappeared from sight. How strange that one child be so hungry and dirty on the streets, while another rides in a fine carriage and knows nothing but joy and laughter. All these things happened quite by accident, because of the way that we're born. I will never go into the land of the spiders. Isn't that Australia? Oh. Funny. Oz, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be punched in the face by some bitch. I think I missed some of the conversation, so I'll stay away from the land of the spiders. Bruh. Even from a distance, there was no mistaking at Lottie's shrill little voice. I want to hold the kitty. Don't be ridiculous. Sarah came into the room, finding that Verna perched primly into a window seat, looking down at the smaller child whose lip was beginning to wobble. Tybalt is in my lap, and he is perfectly content there. Listen, you can hear him purr. It's because I am stroking him, and he likes me. But I want to hold the kitty. Keep your sticky little fingers away from his fur. Have a break, eat the cat, bruh. Lottie's brow furrowed. Thank you for the biddies! Biddy, 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 biddy. I'm like, welcome back, Mitty Mitt. Ignoring Lavagna's command, she reached out to pick up the cat. Lavagna slapped Lottie's hand away. Whoa! What kind of a cat does that? Whoa! Drank most of my coffee on the way home. I feel that. Whoa! The sudden movement and josted by Tybalt out of his comfort. While I'm head out. I gotta get more COVID jabs. I feel it. Be safe, Oz. Wrap up air hugs. And thank you. Oh, and thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
I
thank
can
you.
suck your dick.
Well, appreciate it. Scarrow, what's up? How you doing? Wrap up bear hugs. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Duncan, yep. Nice. Yo, welcome in, Fax. Welcome in. The sudden movement jolted Tybalt out of his comfortable doze. Bear hugs, let's go! With a parting squeeze of his claws, he leapt from Lavagna's leg and hurried out of the room. Now look at what you've done, you little brat! He's scratched me and he's damaged my dress! It scratched you because you're mean. You wouldn't even let me touch it. It isn't fair. It isn't. I'm doing alright, just being scars. I feel it. Why did I say that in British? Appreciate you coming in. How's you? I'm good. I'm actually really enjoying this game. So my goal by the end of this year is to read 100 books. This is a novel game, which is kind of the same. Oh, medi time, let's go. But yeah, which is kind of the same, but it isn't. This is kind of like a picture book, but like they like move it and stuff, and you have different scenes. So I'm like super excited about this game. Thanks to Woven, we get to play a little Lily princess, and I think I'm probably gonna do it every Tuesday until I finish the game. I'm super excited about this. I'm uber excited about this game. Yeah, Mama Rochi buys me gift cards to go there. It keeps me exercising and full of coffee, so we're both happy. I'm going to get some sleep as I haven't slept very well lately. Okay, Foxy. Raw Paw Bear hugs, and I hope you get some nice sleep. Good night. A cat is not a rag doll. You cannot snatch and tug it as you please, or it will bite your hand. Isn't that too difficult for a child of 8 to understand? She cannot help being younger any more than we can help being older. If she is 8, she is 8, but she will be 9 next year, and then 10 the year after that. In 12 years she will be 20. And that is quite grand. Dear me, how can we calculate? I don't want to be 20. You will be when you are, and you won't be while you aren't. So there's no reason to want or not want it. No, 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 no. Thank you for the biddies. Biddy for titties. I will try, guys. Thank you. No problem, Fox. Raw Paw Bear hugs. Be quiet or I shall slap your face. You mustn't. Lottie looked at Lavagna's blazing eyes and ran from the room, wailing at the unfairness of it all. You ought not to baby her, Sarah. She must learn that she can't have everything her own way. Privately, Sarah thought Lottie wasn't the only student at school who needed to learn that lesson. I really don't want to go on a vent with this stupid freak. Sarah knocked upon the door. Is it Sarah Crow? May I come in? You may enter. Miss Minchin's model student was this day holding court in her rooms. It is rather small court, considering it did have only one follower, Jessie Abbott, but Lavagna's pastor suggested no doubts about her right to rule. Hello, Lavagna, may I beg your pardon? Your pardon? That is not begging. Jessie tittered behind her hand. I'm sorry, I don't understand. No, it is evident that you are a great many things you don't understand. That is only to be expected, since you have been raised in such savage outlands. However, here in England we observe manners. Sarah was perplexed, as it did not her desire to be unmannerly, but she could not immediately perceive that she breached or committed. You are too forward, Miss Crow. I did not invite you to use my Christian name. We've already been introduced. Knowing one's name is not sufficient to reason to use it. I have a friend would call me Lavagna. You and I are not yet such friends. If you don't slap her... Oh, Larry, she's just very young children use names freely. Alright, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. There's the button. It was clear to Sarah that Jesse did intend to respect his earned, not forced. Right! Anyways. It was clear to Sarah that Jessie intended to demonstrate her own superior, red-headed, stuffed-faced, pissant sandwich rank of a friendship by not marry Lavanya, but a pet name because she's a dog. I'm sorry. That's too good of a word for you. This school for young ladies. Even if she is young enough to be excused, she will be on to practice. She will need to polish that she can get. After all, Miss Minchin has yet to be said to me has said to me to be her model. It is my responsibility to correct her mistakes. It's a silly game, these manners, but I do enjoy games. She curtsied and fully slightly. I like this chick. I love this chick. Bruh. I pray you will forgive me, Miss Herbert. I was too familiar. Lavanya waved a hand. You're forgiven, of course. Now, what do you wish to speak with me about? Miss Minchin said that your father was stationed in India. I was curious on whether you have lived there and whether you might have seen the same. Now Lavanya lent up her hand again. I'm gonna cut her hands off. I heard if you cut their hands off and put them in the back of the carriage, you could drag them off into the streets with goats hanging to her side. Is that true? I would like to see that for myself. And now Lavanya held up her hand again. I have no interest in discussing anything whatsoever to do with India. It is not proper topic or polite conversation. Why? Because it kicked you out of the country for being too posh or perverted? Sarah frowned from the odd look from Jessie's face. She seemed to find this answer disappointing. Please understand, Miss Crow, we are here in London under the shield of Her Majesty the Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Don't put Ireland in your mouth. Do not put Ireland in your mouth. Don't do it. I will smack you for less. Defender of the faith and Empress of India. Everything that matters of this world takes place within miles. Trade within the city, government and parliament, society with the palace. India is a distant heatherland and filthy and rifled with disease. It is a jungle out there. I hate to tell you this, but Europe was the one who caused the Black Death, and that's the worst one in history. So it's your fault. Yes, there are jungles, but not anymore. Filthy than London is. Nothing can be more filthy than London. A proper lady expresses interest in India. Only imagine the thrill of being made to briefly such a wild and terrible terrain. You should be very glad that you've escaped it. Thrills are exciting, aren't they, Lavanya? Hush. One rubbed hand over the other as if brushing away dirt. I hope I made myself clear. We will not be discussing India here. However, I will be very pleased to aid you in learning ways of the English. Miss Cruel and I am certain that this is what Minchin had in mind when she directed you to me. That is very kind of you. Bitch. Not at all. My duty is there. A very good English man or woman is keen to her duty. Like my papa, the soldier. Yes, if you must. Still, I don't understand why she refuses to speak about India. Wasn't she born there? She must know how lovely it can be. Would you like to sit in front of the mirror while I brush your head, mademoiselle? Oh, I don't think so. Not by the mirror. You see, it's nice to sit and think while you run and brush through my hair. Sometimes I remember stories and think of things I want to say to someone else. Other times it helps me relax. It must be like that for Tybalt when someone's petting him. How are you enjoying the game so far? I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's a well-written game. It's making me feel all types of emotions. I love the storyline. This game is good. It's really interesting. Facts. It's basically about drama and girls, and she's just trying to figure out more about India and everything like that. It's an amazing game. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really glad Woovit let me play this, because this is an awesome game.
Yo, Ariana Grande, what's up, mama? I'll come to Coney Island, take a spin on the Cyclone. I miss you.
Yeah. But if I were looking into the mirror, then Sarah in the mirror would be looking back at me, and she would have to pay attention to each other, or else we thought it might be impolite. Mariette laughed in the back of her throat. That as you wish. I thought of doing something different with your hair, and if you could see it, then you would know more quickly. If you thought yes or no, I can change it if you do not like it. Well, I think that it's better not to look at it when it's finished. Well, I read that wrong. I think it's better to look at it when it's finished. If you stop reading a book in the middle, you might have had the wrong idea about what it's all about. Then I will show you once I am done. Mariette is so kind. I would be terribly lonely in these rooms without her. The school is full of other girls. They are like me and the guests of Miss Minchin. We live in the same house, but they are not part of my household. Mariette is the only one who belongs to me. It is nice to sit and think while she brushes my hair. She has a better way with it than my old Haya did, but I do miss my papa so. If he were here, if he were coming to visit me as some girls' parents do, oh, how happy my life would be. I need to finish my game, so I really want you to read it. I can't wait to read it, Mitty. You want me to read it on stream or off stream? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to speak. No, it is good, mademoiselle. You should sometimes speak your thoughts. Your father sailed many weeks ago. By now is in India, yes? Home, safe, thinking about how the different house seems without your footsteps. Oh, I don't want to think of him so sad and lonely. It is right that he misses you and that you miss him. That is how things should be. But that does not mean your life is nothing but sadness, does it? I would prefer on stream. I could get lots of feedback that way. Okie dokie. No, I don't think I am melancholy. I do not wish to be. I enjoy my books and my friends. So you see, your papa, he will be lonely, but he will also feel other things. He will live his life, but he will also think of you. I believe you will hear from him soon. Oh, I hope you're right. No, you must be right. My papa will write me letters as soon as his ships can carry them. I will treasure his words, and I do hope, my papa has a friend to care for him, as Mariette cares for me. I think we're gonna stop here. Cool. I think we're gonna start here. I can't wait for us to meet this one. I cannot wait for us to meet that one. I think she would be absolutely phenomenal. Alright, let me switch you to, give me a moment. Boop. There we go. What kind of music are you listening to at the moment? I would say I was listening to soothing music from A Little Lily Princess. Bruh. Your last bad day. What was it? Why was it bad? My last bad day. Any days I don't live to my fullest or have any regrets would be a bad day. Let bees, let Chris, let numbers! Yes, yes, I'm going to. Thank you all for being here. This was a wonderful game. Thank you for sharing this stream with me. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of my life, for being a part of this stream, and for completing, or not completing, for almost completing this game, A Little Lily Princess, with me. I cannot wait for next Tuesday when we will be doing this game again. Thank you so much, everybody. I love y'all. Raw Paw Bear hugs. Bye-bye.